Welcome back to Trendz Travel. We wrap up Pride Month with a colorful party in Johannesburg. Still speaking on Pride Month, the Youth Expressions Festival is running an exciting drama titled Death of My Womb. We interact with miniature animals at the Donkey Dairy Farm in Magaliesburg. And finally, we visit the countryside of the Western Cape. Sit back, you don't want to miss this one.
Not only is June a celebration of Youth Month, but it's also an International Pride Month. Look at the combos behind me communicating. Can you tell? It's all colorful. We always hear people talking about LGBTQ, there are so many things, sexuality, bisexuality. Just help us understand the important part so that we get to understand the community.
So, number one, it is not LGBT something. It is LGBTQI plus community. So the plus is a very important part because that is where we mean with its inclusion. Basically, the Pride Month is all about celebrating the lives and the people within the community, the people who've paved the way, because it has not always been easy for the community. Also, it is a month to create awareness, because if guests understand that, then we are able to coexist. Nobody's supposed to tolerate anyone, but what's important is us understanding one another so we can live and be able to coexist. That's all the Pride Month is all about. So just be kind, just understand, take your time out to find out about other person's pronouns, sexuality, preferences, and.
I bumped into Upobi Blanco, a South Africa's influencer. Let's talk about the Pride Month and what you understand of it and what you think of it in South Africa. Are we doing enough?
I think now we are getting there. It wasn't hard back then, but now we are almost there, because now people are living their best lives. They're doing what they want to do. They dress how they want to dress. We just need to change the mindset. I say CBD.
We need to change the mindset, you say?
CBD.
What is that mindset?
Taxi drivers must also start getting it together and respect gay people and take them as who they are.
Okay, so what are you doing at this party? What can we expect from Ubobi?
So I'm an influencer. I'm playing. I'm gonna play for the first time. Yeah, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to meet other people, socialize,
Let me turn around. I want to see your outfits. I can see there's some flair here. What's going on? Let's see. Spin. Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. You look amazing.
Thank you. So Mbali, we've had a conversation with few members of who are part of the LGBTQI community, and they've raised some concerns about them being accepted by the society. They think we're getting there, even if we're not fully there as a country. What are your thoughts?
I agree with that fully. I feel like in Africa as a whole, there's a lot of work that still has to be done. A lot of countries are still not allowing people to have married if they're same sexes. People are getting stoned, people are getting killed. So I do feel as a country we do have, we've done a lot, but I still feel there's more we can do. Just the support, backing it up. And also I feel like just putting it more in media. I mean, just seeing it on our TV shows, hearing it on our radios, it makes people more aware of it and makes people more comfortable with the idea as well. Because at the end of the day, guys, we need to allow people to love who they want to love, because that's what we're about, man. At the end of the day, Ubuntu is about just letting people be and being there for them,
I feel like we could be more free and comfortable in South Africa. The country could do more to, make spaces more safer for us.
I feel pretty free in my own space, in my own things, but that's because I'm in Joburg, suburban Joburg at that. I don't think other places are as free as we are right now. So I wish more of the country would be free, but we're at a good space, kind of.
I'm not sure. Not in the next century. I'm not, I don't know. The way things are going, I'm not sure. But then I think, there's probably hope.
What was supposed to be an exciting journey to the place of liberation turned quite sour for Zandile, who had hoped that the City of Gold would allow her to be herself. Death of My Womb is part of the Youth Expressions Festival at the South African State Theatre.
You as the director and choreographer, what did it take for you to put together such an amazing show?
Well, the show is basically about, we draw attention, since it's Pride Month, we are drawing attention to the LGBTQ community, and especially with lesbian women, and the whole issue of rape and corrective rape in that sense. So the show is a bit graphic in that sense, but it's definitely issues that need to be talked about, and what better place to talk about it than in theatre, than in the arts. Directing the show and choreographing the show was an amazing experience. First of all, the whole script is in the back. It's in isiZulu and Sesotho, I think. So for me, being Afrikaans and English mostly, directing that was an absolute amazing experience. But what I found is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter what language you speak, if you can understand it or not, because we can all understand each other. In our emotions, facial expressions, stuff like that. So for me, it was a challenge, but an eye-opener at the same time as well.
Was it something, like how do you feel when you're given the script that this is something that you're supposed to work on?
It was a very interesting script. The script was originally written to be a film.
Okay.
So we adapted the script first of all. That was a process on its own, and then seeing how this film idea slowly transferred into the stage was also quite an amazing experience. Just transposing it all into a live medium versus a film.
So the character that I'm going to be playing today is named Zandile. So this character is about a journey that she embarks on just in pursuit of a better life for herself, and so that she can freely embrace her sexuality in this new town, specifically Johannesburg, known as the City of Dreams, city of, fulfilling everything that you want and desire. So it's about her journey, moving from rural areas where it's something that is very taboo and it's something that is very background, like don't do those things, something that's not engaged with. And she moved to the city to try and get a better life for herself and to try and explore her sexuality and to really live freely as a lesbian woman.
So what should we expect to see from you today?
You can expect nothing but excellence from me. I hope, and I really hope that I do justice to the character of Zandile.
Okay, what would you like your audience to take out of this?
I would like the audience to take out of this that first and foremost, above and beyond everything, we are human. So our experiences, our traumas, and everything that we stand for or we identify as is valid, and it should not consider us insignificant or lesser than simply because of a sexuality or something other than just the fact that we are all human beings.
The show, it was really educating, and it was covering a lot of topics that are okay around South Africa, and you could really connect with what the actors were doing, and you could feel the emotion on the stage, and as well they were connecting like really good with the audience as well.
Problems. You need to man up. No, it's fine. Man, I was going to film again. Like effect. If it's all is part, Mbali, please go into so.
Mina nawe ngathi it's chai, bro.
Mbali, no, man, please.
Maybe we teach each other as the nation that we need to accept each other for who we are and love each other for who we are, regardless of our cultures and everything. Just let's put that aside and just face things the way they are, and remember that we are emotional beings. Some things it's not easy to just say it out and the reason people are depressed and they're killing themselves, it's because of they're afraid of speaking out, they're afraid of being judged of who they are. So I really love arts because it's a huge advocate when it comes to social issues, society issues, and I really had a great time.
Riveting and an absolute marvel to watch. Pride time should be all the time.
If you are looking for some fresh farm air, this is the place to go. The Donkey Dairy in Magaliesburg.
Not only will you get some spectacular mountain views, but you also get to interact with some of the most rare animals in the country. Let's find out more about this farm.
The farm started 12 years ago, and the main focus was to look for sustainable ways to farm with animals. So we're looking at smaller breeds and more rare breeds to preserve those type of bloodlines. We also have a big focus on producing donkey milk on the farm, which has made us being able to rescue a lot of donkeys out of places of misery, but in a sustainable way. But the rare breeds that we do on the farm wouldn't have otherwise existed if we didn't obviously focus on specialized breeding programs to preserve them.
So what other miniatures do you have here?
We've got a range from miniature pigs, miniature goats, we've got the miniature donkeys, we've got miniature horses, we've got dwarf rabbits. So we focus a lot on the small breeds, which are just way easier to deal with. We've also got miniature cattle. The miniature cattle are really good for farmers or people who've got a small property and they're looking for a small milk cow to produce enough milk for their family, but they don't have enough space for a big cow or a big animal. So it's a perfect small family animal.
What is the importance of preserving these miniature animals?
I think the importance is that, a lot of kids that would be threatened by bigger breeds these are non-threatening because they're nice and small. It allows city kids who've never had an interaction with livestock to come into an environment where it's non-threatening, where obviously there's a lot of love from the animals, that they're very tame, but it also educates them in where our food comes from, where it's milk or eggs or fiber or wool. So it's very much also an educational angle that we've taken with this. These are our mammoth donkeys. They were originally imported from Spain in the early 1900s. They were imported to help build the railroads in South Africa. So they were a very important part of our history and our infrastructure. And they're the size of horses. So like a standard sized donkey will be about 1.1 meters to the top of their backs. And these guys are around 14 hands. The tallest one we have is 15.4 hands, which is horse size.
We then tasted donkey milk and were schooled a little about it.
Donkey milk contains a natural antibiotic. It's very high in lysozymes, so it's extremely good to build up a strong immune system because your body naturally has that. There's no chemicals added into the antibiotics. So donkey milk is really awesome in that aspect. It's cool to think that an animal can produce milk that contains a natural antibiotic. So it's kind of seen as liquid gold. It's got so many health benefits.
The little ones shared their feeding experience with us.
How do you find this?
It's so cute.
Is this your first time doing this?
Yes.
And?
I love it. I want to take the goat.
Is this your first time doing this? And how are you finding it?
It's quite an interesting
and
I love it.
Would you do it again?
Definitely.
Definitely.
And for a first timer, I think I did very well interacting with these animals.
Wow.
Yeah, I can.
It's like it's like a cotton wool. It's like a
Yep.
big little cotton.
Okay.
Okay. Is it the claws or is it the fluff? Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe the movement. Ooh.
Okay.
Gosh, but it's so soft.
It's soft, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me hold it. You get over
Oh,
it.
okay. So that's how you're supposed to hold it. Okay,
Yeah,
let me try again.
And you can do this.
Yeah,
Look at the
okay.
dots. Yes, yes, there you go.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it. You can do it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Don't laugh.
Go.
Don't laugh. Okay. Okay. Maybe if I used. Oh yay! Yay!
Sometimes I'm a Gaza girl who gets to do life with the city mums and go enjoy and have some fun in the burbs. However, today, look at my background. I am a country girl in the Western Cape, the city of Knysna, at the Portland Manor Hotel. So this country hotel is recently been fully refurbished, and they are launching a restaurant called the Cowshed. That is why we're here today. It's a historical hotel. It's been here for years. They just finished refurbishing, and we're going to find out more about it from the directors, from the chairman, and the chef himself. Join me, Trendz. Let's go.
The history of this place is quite interesting. It was actually originally owned by a Trendz family in the 1770s, and then from there it was owned by the founder to a large extent of Knysna, called George Rex. And we now the custodians of this property, and so it was a huge estate. It was Lawnwood and Portland, the farm Portland, and there was the Redlands farm and Karawata. So it's a very interesting history. Some people say the place is haunted, it's cursed. Nobody made a real success out of the farm. I don't think I'm too worried about that. It seems like a very success that he had the place, first of all, so you can't be too cursed. We have a very unique country, as we all know. And so you have to have this balance between nature, between job creation, and sustainability is not only a sustainability of nature, but it's the balance between humans and nature. And how do we do that? So in our view, the activities in this area is, we call it an activity hotel. And it's really a place where you can run in the bush. Sorry, I'm watching out the window there. And you can do the rowing on the dam, you can do freshwater swimming in the dam. The dam is actually one of the best skiing dams in the country. Motorboat skiing, it's very flat, protected by the wind or by the trees, so the surface is very, very flat. And obviously there's a lot to be done. Mountain biking around here is amazing. A lot of trails up into Sandpark, in the Goudsvelde or Jubilee Creek side. So we're very excited to make it a hub for activities. So it's really a beautiful place with places where people can enjoy the outdoors and then enjoy this place. It's a working farm. The restaurant, we're really focusing on the sustainability of it. Sustainability, we're really looking for people that can come and enjoy off-the-grid experience.
It's a comfort food restaurant. It's on a family farm, so it's nostalgic. We're going to cook food on fires. It's bringing our South Africanisms together. So 90%, even almost 100% of the menu is fire-based. We're using black wattle, which you're taking out of the veld, which is actually un-indigenous wood, and we're actually using it. So we're actually putting back a sustainable restaurant. We're burning up wood that's not needed. We're cooking on fires. We're catering for families, friends, kids. Yeah, it's a new creation. It's South African. That's how I feel.
Let's talk about the menu.
Yeah.
Can you just take us through the menu? How is it going to look like?
Yeah, so we have a wood-fired oven, obviously, so automatically you're thinking to yourself, okay, wood-fired oven means pizza. Not necessarily. We're close to the coast, so I've got fresh fish that goes on there. We've got slow-cooked lamb. We've actually got our own herd of lamb as well on the property, but slow-cooked lamb. It's beef short ribs, it's pork products, but for the vegetarians as well, we've got our own greenhouses and our own gardens, so we're doing things like antipasti. There's an Italianism that comes onto the property because 200-300 years ago, the silk workers actually were brought to this area from Italy. Because there was this idea of actually doing silk in Renendal. So there's the Italian heritage that sits on this with the wood choppers of the forest. So we've brought things from those days back. So we're making beautiful slow-cooked oxtail, That we cook with gnocchi, fresh pastas, artichokes that have been grilled on the fire and marinated for it's cooked on a separate fire. Beautiful cherry tomatoes out of the gardens, spinach growing everywhere. Sweet potatoes we're actually putting with pork belly. So we're slow roasting, curing that on fires. And yes, you'll have a pizza, of course. But it's artisan. It's all artisanal food. Everything's made by hand. I don't have a kitchen full of equipment, but I've got a motivated team that's really enjoying what they're doing.
We are done launching the restaurant and we are here at the Portland Manor. Is it a dam, guys, or something? Yes. I think we are here for fishing. I'm gonna learn how to fish, how to carry a rod, how to cast. Let's do this. Let's fish. Let's catch some fish.
Hey, not bad.
When it's cold, especially.
Why are you doing this? What is this?
It's called fly fishing. So that's how you get the distance of your bait to move.
I think I had a bite.
Oh, did you?
I put it past it into the reed.
Yeah, they're usually near all the trees in the structure.
My name is Odonya Fakunda. I'm 27 years old. I'm a nail artist from Osun State, Nigeria. I saw somebody back then in 2015 using nail to make art. I love it and I take my time to learn it, and today I can call myself a professional. You have to be very, very technical, because if there's any mistake, it requires us to damage the board, and it won't be nice enough. It will be like a waste of money and waste of time. When people get to see my work, they feel wowed. Like, this is different, this is unique, they actually can't really believe something of such exists. Because barely looking at it on phone, they used to see it like pencil work,